New York Giants fans, we made it to the end of the season. Our true season begins in the offseason. We're going to be in a new era, new direction. We got the quarterback. Best and worst case scenarios for this Sunday, I will break down in this video. The Giants could either finish with the first pick or drop to the 7th. I will go over every single scenario and we'll lay it out so you as the Giant fan know exactly what you want to be either cheering for or not cheering for on Sunday. Guys, we made it. It's been a horrible season. I don't know what else to tell you, but what I can tell you and what you guys are going to do is like this video, share it, subscribe to this channel because you're going to be getting daily Giant content, draft content, Giant stuff, head coaching searches, head coaching interest, GM searches possibly, draft stuff, all the good stuff that you want to go with for the New York Football Giants. If you're a Giants fan, it's time to lock into this channel. I also do Mets, Knicks. I'm going to do some wrestling stuff. I'll do all-around stuff. But if you're locked into that community, even if you're not in that community and you want to be an Eagles fan, a Cowboys fan, and hate on the channel, I'm all for it. I love going back and forth with the banter with those fans. Without further ado, Giants fans, this is a big one this Sunday. I'm going to show you guys the Tankathon, my favorite website. If you're a Giants fan, it's been our favorite website for the last decade because that's what we've seen. This is all that we've been used to. I never even used to look at this site. I don't even know how long it's been available. Right now, the Giants sit at number 2 after their loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. Very simple scenario to get to that number 1 pick on Sunday, right? Vegas wins. They could beat the Chiefs, who are starting a third-string quarterback. You know, it's realistic. So that's not just the Giant fan and me trying to get that done. I want that to happen. Easiest scenario of the weekend, Vegas beats the Chiefs. They finish the season 3-14. The Giants lose to the Dallas Cowboys at MetLife Sunday. They finish 3-14. Now both of them have the same record, and even though Vegas beat the Giants, even though the Giants beat Vegas, it goes by strength of schedule when it comes to tiebreakers. I know it's a kooky thing to be a tiebreaker, but that's how it goes. And the Giants would have the strength of schedule. They have strength of schedule tiebreaker over a majority of teams that we're going to be discussing in the video. They'll jump to number 1. Giants will be back at 1. I'll be excited. All the crying that I've done over the week will not matter because the Giants will have their first pick back. Worst case scenario. Here we go. Let's just say Vegas loses Sunday. Very simple. They own the number 1 draft pick. That's it. Nobody could have a worse record than 2-15, which Vegas will own. Giants win Sunday. They beat the Dallas Cowboys. Giants could have 4 wins. And now when you look at this, the Jets, the Titans, the Cardinals, the Cleveland Browns, and the Washington Commanders all have 3 or 4 wins. The Giants could be tied with all of those teams with 4 wins going into the off season, which will not be a good thing for the Giants. What would be a good thing for the Giants have to lose on Sunday to assure that they have no worse than the number 2 pick in the draft. Okay? No worse than the number 2 pick in the draft if the Giants lose on Sunday. That's the key here. Dallas, we don't know what they're going to do. Are they starting Prescott for a half? Is Jerry Jones going to play that little game with the Giants and play his guys for a half and then bench them for the rest of the game? Start Joe Milton, who had a good game last year for the Patriots. But I don't expect Joe Milton to do anything. He's not good. He's just not a good quarterback. I think the Giants would easily win that game. Giants have to lose Sunday to assure that they have no worse than the number 2 pick in the draft. Okay? Worst case scenario, Giants lose. They have the number 2 pick. If the Giants come out and beat Dallas on Sunday, it is going to be the amount of tie-breaking things we're going to be watching as Giants fans and not even being involved in the postseason, which would be the most heartbreaking thing, is that we're looking for tiebreakers. What do those tiebreakers look like? So let's go into the schedule, right, with the teams that only matter to us. So we have the Panthers, Bucks, doesn't matter. Saints, Falcons, doesn't matter. Browns at the Bengals in week 18. This one's very tricky, so I would expect the Browns to lose that game, and the Browns would finish with the 4 wins that they have now. That wouldn't really affect the Giants if they lose. Colts, Texans doesn't affect us. The Titans and the Jaguars. What will the Jaguars do? They have clinched their playoff spot. So now we're looking at the Titans really with nothing to play for. Jags is really nothing to play for. So we're going to be looking at a game where you might not get all of Trevor Lawrence. You might get some of the backups playing. So the Titans winning, that would suck. Obviously, this is the big one. Giants, Cowboys. Giants have to lose. We know that already. Cardinals at the Rams. The Cardinals are right there, and they're also going to be looking for a quarterback. What the Rams do in that game, how long they play Stafford, how long they do this. A lot of these teams still fighting for the number 1 seed and for that bye. Chiefs Raiders will be for the Giants fan. Chiefs Raiders is the second biggest game of the week, obviously behind our own. Chiefs Raiders. That game kicks off at 4 o'clock. So we'll know where we stand at 1 after the Dallas Cowboys beat the hell out of my New York Giants. Dolphins Patriots, nothing. Jets Bills. Bills have a playoff spot clinched. Will they play Josh Allen a lot? I'm not sure. He's just coming off the injury. He didn't practice a lot this week. What we're going to do there, I don't know. The Eagles still looking for a spot in the they want to get that number 2 seed. This way they could have home field in the first couple games. They're playing Washington. I could see Washington losing that game as well. So as we go back to Tankathon, and we see that like the games that I just went over here, we're gonna go with worst case scenario. Vegas loses. They're 2-15. Giants win 4-13. Jets will lose. That'll be so. This is the worst case scenario. Giants will have 4 wins. Jets lose. They have 3 wins. They jump the Giants. Tennessee loses. They have 3 wins. They jump the Giants. Arizona loses. They have 3 wins. They jump the Giants. Now the Giants sit with the number 5 pick after they had the number 1 pick. It could get worse in terms of strength of schedule because the Giants don't own the tiebreakers with Washington and Cleveland. That's where it gets tricky. That's where the Giants can fall from 5 to 7. The Giants can fall from 2 to 5 with just win-loss record with those other teams if they lose on Sunday. And then with strength of schedule tie-breaking, that's how the Giants can fall from 5 to 7. This is the scenario that we've painted ourselves. This is where we're at because we could have lost last Sunday and the number 1 pick would have been clinched already. We could have just been sitting back, relaxing, enjoying a peaceful Sunday, watching the players play, enjoying Jackson Dart. But again, players don't tank, coaches don't tank. I know that. It's common sense. We all know that. But if you want to cheer for your team to lose, I do not blame you at all because the bigger, broader picture of all this, as we just get into this really quickly, the bigger picture of all this is that the Giants could benefit tremendously this year more than any other season by having the number 1 pick. And I will continue to say this over and over and over because it bears repeating. This year is not the same as other seasons. The Giants have the franchise quarterback in-house already. There's no reason to look at another quarterback. Even with the number 1 pick, the Giants won't take Fernando Mendoza. Do not believe any of those rumors coming from any of those people's mouths from ESPN. It doesn't make any sense. They have the quarterback. You get a king's ransom for that draft pick, and you rebuild your roster at a pace that most teams wouldn't be able to rebuild it over a 2 to 3 year span. You could do it with the talent on this roster, with the franchise quarterback, with Malik Neighbors, with Cam Scatterbo, with some of those guys on the defensive side of the football. Adding 7 to 8 more draft picks to your roster, including the next year or two, could be tremendous for the New York Giants. That's why I'm so adamant about the Giants getting the number 1 pick in this draft. And if you don't see the bigger picture here, if you're one of those people, it doesn't matter where you draft. It doesn't matter if you pick second. Doesn't matter. In most years, I promise you, I'm all with you. You could finish 5th, 6th, 7th. You could draft the best player available at that pick that you could have had at 2, and you could make the mistake taking a different player at 2. You could have gotten the best player at 5. Most years, I'm with you. This specific year, there is no debating it. This first pick in the draft would be so beneficial to the New York Giants and getting out of the purgatory that they've been in for over a decade now. The Giants are an organization with class. People forget that this is one of the most successful franchises in all of football. They have a Super Bowl victory in every decade for the last 40 seasons. They still got 5 years to get that done. So just saying, this has got to be a home run draft. And if you finish at 2, you finish at 2. We await the Dante Moore status, see if he comes out. Then you still have value at the number 2 pick. If he doesn't come out, that number 2 pick automatically is not as good as that number 1 pick. So that's where we stand, Giants fans. Go Raiders. Go Cowboys. Get us back into the number 1 slot. Let's go into the offseason with the quarterback, with the direction, and see what the hell the New York Giants do. Guys, share, like, subscribe, Instagram, TikTok, X. I'm on all of that. PudgyBoyz with the Z, PudgyBoyz Sports Talk. Check me out on all those. We're making moves. We're getting bigger and bigger throughout every one of those platforms, guys. If you got this far, thank you so much, and I appreciate every one of you guys.